This episode is brought to you by The Guarantors. Facing rising renter fraud? Don't let fraudulent applications compromise your financial stability. The Guarantors provide a safety net that protects your rent roll and minimizes bad debt. Why risk it? Talk to The Guarantors and secure your property's financial health. Visit theguarantors.com/multifamily today. Welcome to another episode of the Multifamily Collective. Today, let's talk about reality distortion. This is, I think, something that was made famous, not by Steve Jobs. It was by Steve Jobs, but somebody else said this about Steve Jobs, I believe. Maybe he said it. But it is this sort of concept of bending reality to his will, in a sense. He did have very utopian visions of the future as it relates to technology, as it relates to Apple's role in technology and creation of technology and design of technology. Many of the things that were designed and developed and invented at Apple are a result of Steve relentlessly pushing the boundaries with everything that they did. He had an undying, relentless passion for quality, both inside and outside. He's very famous for the inside of the iPhone looking as elegant as the outside of the iPhone. The functionality of the internal workings of an iPhone or an iPad or a PC, or not a PC, but a Mac, had to be just as beautiful as the outside. The factory that was used to make and manufacture the components, the parts and pieces of the iPhone, iPad, and Mac, and all the other products that they sell, had to be as beautiful as the product itself. So he would bend reality by just force playing everybody on his team to do things that they didn't think they were capable of doing. I think Elon Musk is that way. He has this vision. I don't know if it's a famous story, but it's a story I read, his biography. Fantastic, like 700-page book, but just full of business nuggets. One of the things, he was flying back on an airplane, or it was like Christmas or Christmas Eve, and they were flying on a jet from, I think, Silicon Valley back to Texas, and they got in a discussion about moving some servers that happened to be located in Portland, Oregon at the time, and I think they were moving them up to Washington State somewhere. I believe that was the case. I may be wrong about that. Maybe they were in San Francisco and they were going to move them up to Portland. In any event, they were flying on the jet. He got in a discussion with some engineers, and the engineers suggested to him that it was going to take 4 months or some long bit of time to relocate these servers from one place to another. And he said, nope, no way, not a chance. We're going to move them in 2 weeks, or we're going to move them in some extraordinary short period of time. And he turned the jet around, and he flew to wherever these servers were located and somehow made his way into the facility where the servers were housed and took one apart and got somebody to get a moving truck backed up to a dock, put one of the servers on there, and moved it up to wherever it was supposed to be located. So anyway, based on that calculation, that real-time calculation, in the moment, they got all the servers moved in the time frame that Elon wanted to move. The big punchline here is, a lot of times people, when you're making decisions and you're trying to move something forward, and you're getting a lot of opinion and speculation in a room, in a moment, it's not based on hard data. Or even if it is based on data that you're getting off of spreadsheets or off websites or any other sort of source of data, it is not as relevant or it's not as full of impact as actually flying to the place, or actually getting out of your chair and going to the property and understanding the issue, putting pure definition to it yourself, understanding the issue and understanding the resources necessary to do the thing that you want to do to create the outcome that you want, that you can use that to make a better decision than using all that other data that we just mentioned. It is easier to make decisions, and it is easier to push the boundaries when you see things for yourself in person. You get to ask questions of the people that are impacted by the thing or the event or the workflow. It's much easier to make decisions and force play outcomes when you have that kind of data in your head. It's much more full of impact than a spreadsheet. It's much more full of impact of taking someone's opinion for it as the gospel, so to speak. So my encouragement to you in this year, 2025, is to get out of your chair, go to your properties, no matter what position or title you hold in an organization, go to your properties, understand issues from first person, and then assist in creating workflows and putting resource and time and money in place to create the outcomes that you want to create in your organization. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.